So let's talk about this plan the Niners had. I really crapped on it all year, ridiculed it. I mean, I put all of my being into criticizing this plan, and they're in the NFC Championship game, and they never wavered, which is remarkable. So, how much credit do the Niners get for sticking to their quarterback plan?
It felt like they had this logical plan, and then it all fell apart when the Niners got to 3-5. So I think it's fair to say from that point on, like, you couldn't have any mistakes. Everything mattered. Every game mattered. Every turnover mattered, right? If they had lost one more game this season, they would have been out of the playoffs. So I have to go with the 49ers got lucky in this one. That the strategy was flawed to begin with. That they're extremely fortunate the locker room didn't splinter. They're extremely fortunate that they didn't lose just one more game and maybe the wheels would have fallen off. But that's a credit to the front office. That's a credit to this coaching staff to hold it all together.
It is a credit to the coaching staff. Look, I think the way the Niners looked was, I don't think they thought, well, if Jimmy Garoppolo starts, we're going to make the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. They kind of said, like, we just want to make the playoffs. And we feel like Jimmy gives us the best chance to make the playoffs. Anything after that is gravy. And like, they would say stuff like, well, if he goes on a Super Bowl run, he may come back. It's like they didn't even expect it. And this was all about, we can't miss the playoffs again. So it worked. They've done bad. They've won 2 playoff games on the road. Only thing I would say is, you really telling me Trey Lance would have missed the playoffs with this team? Because this team is better than I realized. And once the coaches figured out who needed to go where, I mean, they've been pretty unbeatable. So my one question is, are you sure Trey Lance couldn't have done this? And 2, the other thing they're doing or trying to do is pump up Jimmy Garoppolo's trade value. Are you sure you've done that? Now, the season isn't over, and he could go out and do something amazing against the Rams or in the Super Bowl and pump up his trade value, win the Super Bowl. It could all be worth it. But to me, I think it's still a TBD. If they lose in the NFC Championship game and Jimmy plays like he's played the last 4 weeks and he's the reason they lose, like in Tennessee, and they still can only get like a second or third round pick like they did before the year, then like, I still wonder what they could have done differently. Like, you still go to that alternate reality. But if they win the Super Bowl, or if he, bounces back and plays really well in this upcoming game, we won't think about that anymore.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You can't rule out that the 49ers could have been successful in pursuing a different course of action that didn't involve Jimmy Garoppolo. What I think it eliminates, the 49ers having gotten to this point, is any significant criticism of the strategy, right? It worked how they wanted it to work out, and the 49ers are in the NFC Championship game, and therefore it validates what they've done to this point. It doesn't necessarily rule out that they couldn't have accomplished these things with Trey Lance and that they wouldn't be better positioned for next year had they gone that route. But I think they validated that the path they chose was the right one, or was a good one, I should say.
Right. And remember, they kept pointing to the Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith model as what they were doing. That team went 10-6 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. That's what they were aspiring to. And they've already beaten that. They've already beaten that. And why have they beaten that? Because I think their defense is way better than they realized it was going to be. I mean, their defense just went into Dallas and shut down the number 1 offense in the league. Then they went into Green Bay and shut down an even better offense with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think anyone realized the defense was going to be playing this well with D'Amico Ryans, or that the team was going to be this healthy. I don't think anyone realized it would be this good. And all I'm saying now is I feel like the expectations have changed. You're looking at this team as the best team left. I know the Chiefs are great too, but I feel like just making the playoffs, while it seemed like a great goal 4 or 5 months ago, now it seems like, I feel like there's a very attainable bigger goal right in front of the Niners.
Yeah, they need just a little bit more because of, to your point, the role players, the depth on the defensive line. Like, so many things went the Niners' way that were question marks at the beginning of the year. Are they going to be able to get anything out of Arden Key? Yes, hell yes they are. They're going to be able to get a lot, apparently, out of Arden Key, right? The role players stepping up, the depth of this roster, the young players maturing throughout, all of these things that we had doubts about at the beginning of the year. I think you're right, that they have spun more to the positive, and therefore the expectations should be a little bit higher in what the Niners can do.
Also, like, for the Niners to get this far, how much luck had to go their way?
So
like
much.
they needed that crazy 3rd and 27 conversion by Deebo Samuel in Chicago. They needed the punt block and the recovery in Green Bay. I mean, they needed a lot of good luck. Not that they're not. I mean, and they're a great team. They're a great team, but they also needed good luck. And if I don't know, I know Jimmy's had his moments. He had a great drive at the end of the week 18 and stuff, but
He did.
I feel like he's had more liability moments. And if that's how the season ends, like the Tennessee moment where it's his fault, it's just gonna make you look at the season all different. So I just feel like my answer here is to be determined. The season is never.
I think that's fair. I stay in the positive just because having gotten here to me is a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I think they exceeded their own expectations. Grant, go ahead and send me that media pass. LOL. Hope you're good though. I'm good. But I was vaccinated twice. I got the booster. I'm not trying to downplay this. I'm just saying it's funny how times have changed. When I was a kid, it was all about like, you get out there and do what you got to do. And now it's like, whoa, you have a 100 fever and hey, chill, man. You need to go, all right, man, I'm going to do that for the greater good.